tools you're going to need is a 18mm socket, and get you a breaker bar. You're going to need that. We're going to take these back bolts like halfway out. Like as you can see, I only loosened them. That's it. Next, after you've loosened those back bolts up under the seat, you've got this one way in the back. I'm going to see if I can get it. This one is up under the seat. You'll take this bolt out here completely out. Take this bolt in the front completely out. This is right up under your front seat. Take down. You got 4 of these. Take all 4 of these out. You only got 3 of those. Take those 3 out. Now, as you're taking them out, these thin pieces here actually go across the back. You only got 3. So, and you can use the stock bolts to put these in. The thicker pieces go with the hole facing toward the back. You got 4 of these, and they give you longer bolts with that part. So I'm gonna get to working on those and show you how they look in a second. I want to try to do a measurement. So from the back of that armrest all the way to where this seat touches in the front is roughly about 35 inches. That's where the seat touches in the front. 36 is sitting on top, but about 35 is where it'll hit, probably right about there. As you can see here, well, it's kind of hard because of the shadow, but let's say 35.5. Okay, 35.5 is where the top front of that seat will hit. Now let's see what happens after we put these recliners on. Now, once you get the front bolts out, the seat actually folds up and out of the way like that. It'll just fold straight up and out of the way. These 2 little things move here. These feet move. So now that gives you access to these bolts in the back up under the seats. So fold your seat up and get to work. Now the absolute easiest way is to hold these seats up so you can get to these bolts in the very back down here. So get you something that'll prop these up, and there you go. You can easily get to those in the back. Okay, I got the rear ones in on the driver's side. I used the stock bolts because I didn't like the way those were feeling, and I don't want to damage my thread, so I just put the stock bolts back in it. They're long enough anyway, so it's not a big deal. Now with the ones on the front, it has to be facing with the hole towards the back. So you got, you know, the big end up front, the hole toward the back, because that's how it's going to sit in there. It lines up right over the hole perfectly. Like I said, you'll drop these seats down on it and the bolt should go on top. I'm going to use the longer bolts that they gave me to see if that works better. Fronts are done. And I used the stock Jeep bolts because, I don't know, I just didn't like those. The heads aren't 18mm like those are, and I don't want to have mismatched bolts all over this Jeep. So those bolts are a little bit bigger than the 18mm, so I'll use them for another project I got somewhere. But the fronts are on. Okay, everything's installed. Let's look at our final measurement. It was 35.5 at first, and it's a whopping 36.5. Pretty much 36 3/4 is where it hits. It's kind of hanging over on the half right there. So, well, close to 37. It's really close to 37 where it hits. So we went from 35.5 up to 37. So we gained about 1.5 inches of recline.